We've been away, rabble rousers, but now we're back.
Now we're back.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
2024. Can you believe we've made this far?
Yeah.
We're back. We're bringing you a late Christmas gift, if you will. If you celebrate Christmas. If not, still giving you a Christmas gift anyways. But what do we want to talk about today? We want to talk a little bit about what we could have never done in New Jersey.
Exactly.
Concealed carry.
CCW in Jersey.
Not legally.
Yeah, now legally, yeah.
But I know
before we were talking about it, and it was illegally.
Exactly. I know at least. So there's a whole process that has to be gone through. I will just say, I know I've done some videos before by myself. I now live in Colorado, as some of you may know. So he has gone through this process. I have not. But we are going to go through pretty much just from the general needs of the process.
An overview.
And I mean, there may be small differences that change after this video is made, or, you know, or whatever the damn case is, or, you know, it's New Jersey. So don't take every single word in this video for the exact process for where you're at, especially your locality, stuff like that. So, but we're back.
Yeah, absolutely.
At least for now.
Yeah. So we thought we'd get something out there for you. So, all right. So CCW in New Jersey, I went through the process like most of you probably have by now. I mean, it's been over a year since it's been in effect. And so basically, you know, depending on where you're living in the state of New Jersey, you either have to deal with your local PD or the state police. So obviously that's probably going to be your first thing to do, is to get over there, talk to somebody in person, usually a detective or something like that, or someone that's in charge or oversees the firearms unit in the police department or the state police. And you get your paperwork and stuff like that. You can download the paperwork. I'm pretty sure most, if not all of it, the mental health release form and everything like that, right off your own computer. Me personally, I like just going there. I do both, but I like going there because then at least you get maybe the police officer's card and a contact number. That way, because you're gonna have some going back and forths with either if it's question on paperwork or something like that, something about the timeline of the processing the paper, whatever it may be. But I recommend that. Get a business card with a phone number. It's not hard to do. I was able to do it here. So then what else we're going to need? You're going to need, so you're going to need, now it's 4 references. It used to be 3. When I first had started, it was 3. Now they changed it to 4. No big deal. Can't be obviously a family member or anything like that. And then you're going to do your paperwork in triplicate. Has to be notarized in triplicate. You need to print out or have made like at a CVS or something like that 4 what do they call it? And ID style photos or passport style photos. Need 4 of those. And that's basically it for, you fill out all the, it's like anything else with either applying for your pistol permit or applying for an FID card or whatever. The paperwork is, a couple other little different things, nuances, but it's basically the same. Then from there, then when you submit your packet, then you're going to have to do your qualification, which again has been modified, and into some people's the way they look at it is better because it's not the official police qual where you would kneel, draw from the holster, fire from retention, shoot at the 25-yard line, all that kind of stuff, which I guess was a bit of a turnoff for some people that are. Again, I believe all of that is great, but again, they did do a modified version where I think now it's 15 yards. I obviously there's reloading and of the magazines because you have to shoot 50 rounds. But it's the drawing from the holster thing like that they eliminated that, and I think even the kneeling, they eliminated a lot of it, so they made it more mainstream. Let's just say, so that most people, that if you have a half decent idea of handling a gun and safety in it, you should get right through it with a little bit of practice.
You have to do that with the gun you carry or planning on carrying.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if it's multiple, you have to do, I think, multiple.
Yeah, you have to be proficient with each gun. Yeah. So, which is another whole thing too. I only have one gun on there. Some people have more than one gun. I mean, to me, that's just more serial numbers out there for them. I mean, I would like to maybe in the future, without getting into what I would like to do, is maybe a small caliber pocket gun, but those are hard to qualify with because they're not, even at 15 yards is kind of a stretch. I mean, but anything's possible.
A lot of them don't even have sights.
Yeah, but a lot of people might want their semi-automatic and a revolver, which I think is a good array of guns, because we always used to talk in our past videos where a revolver, all right, granted, we're talking about concealed carry here, so we don't want to get too far off it, but, a revolver never even really has to be removed from, depending on, it's concealed, so if you're throwing it in your hoodie pocket, you're running out to do, I don't know, drag out the trash cans, to me, that's a good option, because, God forbid, you could shoot it right through the, but again, so I do recommend a draw from the holster class if you guys want to pay to have that. I think it's like $80 at where I go at RTSP. That's a good thing to have if you don't have it, but you don't have to have that. The other thing though is that you have to have is the use of force class, which that's also new, right? As well. Yeah, you have to take that as well, which I think is $200. I believe, but that costs money as well. But that basically will go over, your stand your ground in New Jersey, the legalities of all that, your castle doctrine, things of that nature, which they want you to have, which I can understand to a degree. I mean, I can understand it. It's but what it boils down to, guys, is a lot of this where it concealed carry in this state as opposed to some other states, is that everything here is all money. It's all money. I think when I figured everything out from start to finish, and we had some personal friends that notarize, so that wasn't even a fee. It was more like a gift, but I was already over the $300 mark. I would think now if you're going to do this, it's going to probably be $300 plus to probably $400.
I was going to say
at least
the fee is $200 just itself, right? To apply.
Yeah, and then for the
and then you have to have all the courses and
absolutely, yeah. That went up too. That was $50. Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Well, the fee that I was talking about originally was for the use of force class. I'm sorry. As a matter of fact, we didn't even put the monies down here, guys, that it cost for. Yeah, that $50 fee now originally, where most of you guys that applied a year ago, is now $200. So. So again, it's all about money. So yeah, now, like I said about $300 roughly, that's I think on the low side, because I think I was able to save a couple bucks here and there. It's probably more between $400 and $500 minimum every 2 years.
Brief interruption.
So and then the other things that you're going to probably need is, you're going to want to pick out a good holster, depending on where you prefer to carry, whether it's in the small, the back, your left or right side, was it appendix? That's all your personal choice, whatever, you feel. Some people even switch it up. So you might want, you might get, I know they have like convertible holsters and stuff like that. I don't really promote any particular holster. I have used Alien Wear, I know you as well, Alien Gear, and it's okay. I've had some success with that. I've also happened to like, I think it's VersaCarry or VersaTech. They're another good, they make a lot of leather pancake style holsters that I happen to like. I think it's VersaCarry, if I'm not mistaken. But again, look into that. I prefer leather holsters, but you guys might prefer, Kydex, or the plastic type holsters, whatever. Like, again, it's all a personal thing. Ammo you carry, I do carry hollow point, but it's, I know I have it here somewhere, but it's the Hornady Critical Defense, which is 115 grain, which is what I practice with. But the thing of it is with this, you have to make sure that it can be hollow point, but it has to have this little filler in the middle, this little plug. So I don't know who else makes it like this. I happened to find this out from Martel Training Group, who is an ex state police officer that worked in the firearms division and stuff like that. And that was the recommendation, not the recommendation, but what we as civilians can carry, which is what is legal. If it's a hollow point and there's no plug in the hollow point, you can't carry that. Technically, that's illegal. So these are the ones I prefer. Or they might make different grains as well. If 115, and again, depending on what if you carry a 40 or if you carry a 38, it's obviously it's. But I think they make ammunition for all of those. Again, there might be other ones out there, but that's what you have to look for, as with that little plug in the hollow point. And again, I don't think it really makes any difference on the terminal what the round is capable of, because I think anyway that just either probably comes out or melts anyway when you fire off the round. I don't even know the stupid purpose of it, but whatever. That's what we can carry. It's effective. Or you can just carry hardball, I guess, if you want. There's the carry ammo. As far as other carry gear, we happen to get a now they don't endorse us in any way, but they happen to give us a belt to sample. And can you pronounce this company?
Chemiok, I think.
Chemiok,
but
okay,
I don't know.
We took their offer because we got the product for free. I'm not trying to promote them, but it's KMIOC.
Yeah, I believe if you look them up on like Amazon or some shit.
Yeah,
like that,
it's Chinese, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's brown or black. I got the brown one here. It's a $35 retail. And it's supposedly Italian leather.
Apparently.
Yeah. I don't know. I wore this belt straight for over a month, and it's not bad at all. It's pretty comfortable. It takes a bit of a time to break it in because it is rather thick, guys. I don't know if you can really tell, but it's pretty thick. It's the thickest belt I've ever owned.
Same.
And it's got a pretty good belt buckling system. It's got the screws in there. I know there's a name for those screws, guys. They're called some kind of special screws as pertains to belts, but I don't know what they're called. But you want to check the tightness of those every now and again. But not a bad belt. Like I said, after a break-in, it's pretty good. It wears kind of nice. But just to show you, like what's out there. I mean, I don't really recommend going to like Walmart or Macy's and getting like a leather belt from them. I don't think those really generally work. I have some other leather belts that I bought that are generally designed for concealed carry, and they seem to be pretty good. You can get more comfortable ones, thinner ones. Like I even have a hard time attaching my cell phone to this belt. But anyway, there's the belt. What was for your car? A lockbox is probably going to be another important thing, because when you try to, where if you're in a place where it's a sensitive area or something like that, you can have your lockbox in your car, and usually it has a cable as well. You could attach it to a seat post or something, part of the frame inside on the vehicle. I put my gun in there when I'm not carrying it, guys, loaded. I heard that you're supposed to put it in there, magazine out, unloaded. I just can't wrap my head around that. I put it in there loaded. Yeah.
What I say to that?
Hey, you over there! Don't bring that over here. That's bullshit.
Exactly. That says it all. But just be conscious of that. And then again, when I'm driving around, I carry on the small of the back. Generally, I just put it right in my my console on my car. So there's that. But
I guess to emphasize your points, and to get from point A to getting your permit, you need to have the references, the mental health. You need to have the 3 paperworks notarized.
All 3.
4 passport-sized photos. You need to have the qualification paperwork, and you also need to have the stand or whatever that other course is. Stand your ground course paperwork.
It's not called stand. It's like use of force.
Use of force course. Yeah. So that right there, I mean, that's what I just rattled off 6 or 7 things just to be able to get the permit. And then is it 60 days or something like that?
Yeah, it's supposed to be minimum 60 days. So again, you could, like we were talking about in the past, where your FID card, you could put a timeline on it of when you actually submit it, when they actually have not acknowledged the locale police department, whatever, that they got it, and then you could put a timeline on it from there, and then maybe after 61, 62 days, you could start kind of picking up the phone and being like, oh, is everything going all right with my, and always politely and stuff like that. again, I've done it before. I'm not telling you anything I haven't done, and usually they're fine with, oh, well, it's because of this, or oh, well, yeah, we're good. Oh, you know, it's not trying to teach, you know, tell you to be like some kind of a thorn in somebody's side. It's perfectly legit to do. They, you know, otherwise they're going to sit on it for. Matter of fact, I was just reading about another person in New Jersey that applied July for an FID card and just got it now. I mean, so, you know, that's insane to me.
Well, I was gonna say, that's another good thing that just crossed my mind is in order to do this, if you live in the state of New Jersey, you need to also have your FID card already. So if you don't, I believe you need to do that.
Yeah,
first,
guys,
right?
I'm basing this all on you already have a, you know, because at least our crowd that we kind of interact with, they're all pretty much have firearms. So
Yeah.
you know, I mean, from scratch. I mean, I hope maybe this gives you at least some kind of insight. But yeah, this is not a from scratch thing. This is a complete overview. Like I said, I only did this once. Anthony, where he lives, it's night and day to apply. Even in Pennsylvania, guys, you can go right across the border with Pennsylvania with your New Jersey concealed carry permit. And I've heard of people in that one single day. I don't know if it was in the Matamoros, the Milford area of PA, or not. But they do it basically in one day. They'll give you your card to carry in Pennsylvania because they. You know, that's the only way, we don't have reciprocity with them. You would think you would have a New Jersey permit. You can go to any state because of the strict guidelines and everything that we have to follow here, but it's not that case at all. Police officers different. Concealed carry police officer, retired police officers, I think they can carry an off at the, but the civilian version is not totally different. So if you guys have, like we do, family and friends in PA and you frequent PA, I think that's kind of a no-brainer too to do that. And you can get your card there. And that's 5 years, that card. I mean, whatever consolation for you.
And this one's 2 years.
This one's 2 years, yeah. So that's basically, especially with the paperwork, if there's any other kind of tips, like with the forms, you're going to have your references on there. I don't think it's necessarily a problem if you fill out your references, addresses and whatnot, but they have to sign it. It has to be signed by them. So they have to print their name and sign it, I believe. Also make copies of all these papers, guys, so you have it for your records. So any papers that you give back to the police department that have to go back, make sure you make copies of them as well so you have them for your records. And that was another thing that I did that, other than that, I think it took me about 5 months. And
that was the beginning, right?
Yeah, and it went through the courts. I don't think now it goes, that's another thing they changed. It doesn't go through the courts anymore. And I think that's why they were dragging their feet too, because I'm sure a lot of these judges did not sign up, did not want to go for any of this, for the most part. But, yeah, you can. Right now, I think it's all handled now at either the state police or the local police, depending on where you live. So that's kind of mainstream too. It's really, guys. It really, in my opinion, the biggest thing with this is the sensitive places, which they're trying to fight in courts. It's a little bit better now, and the money factor. I'm telling you, you're getting into this. You're going to spend several $100s, every 2 years. It's just the way they got it now.
That's also
exactly. All right. So, all right. I hope we kind of like. We had some books that I've gotten over the years that maybe you guys want to like. There's tons of stuff online, of course, but just like you're home like a day like today. It snowed out. So, we're all home today, shovel the snow. And I got a couple of concealed carry books that are kind of good. Gives you like a lot of good information. I got this one, Concealed Carry and Home Defense Fundamentals, Michael Martin. Interesting read, a lot of cool stuff in here. And then this one, Carry Gun Companion. And the thing that's really cool about this is written by, who's this guy? Is this guy's name on here or what?
no one.
Yeah. Carry Gun Companion. But this book is really good too. It talks a lot about the Constitution and concealed
Options, too.
Yeah, options and
I don't even think there is an author on it.
yeah, isn't that fun? Well, anyway, but this is the book. But what I like about it, guys, is if you go through it, it has like all different concealed carry guns, which I thought was like kind of cool with it. Like pages and pages of all sorts of, and, might yours, the one that you fancy might be in here too. But it's pretty neat, like pretty neat book. But yeah, I got a couple. But like I said, if you guys, I like books, so you guys out there that like books, it's just another option and stuff like that. Oh, and then just some things carrying over the last year or so. I carried almost every day, close to it. So I got work to a job, so it's it becomes a little difficult. But unfortunately, but check your ammo, guys, in your magazines every now and again. Rotate it. Obviously, when you go to the range to practice, shoot some of it. You want to make sure it works in your gun. And at the very least, I know when you go to practice, generally, I go to practice, I use like a box of bullets, maybe a little bit more than that. I usually just give the gun like a quick bore snake and a wipe down, but you're going to want to wipe it down every now and again as you're carrying it, because it gets linty and stuff like that. Plus, sweat, it can sweat, things like that. There's other factors now that it never was. You should just go from your gun safe to the car to the range, and now it's different. So. That's one thing to keep important to keep in mind. Definitely shoot that ammo out. Don't keep it in there for years. And definitely check it too, because, especially now it's in different weather, different environments. And again, getting back to practice, definitely practice. I tried to practice while I had gotten my permit. I concealed carry. I hate to call it a permission slip, but and I'm practice at minimum 4 or 5 times a year. You don't have to practice that much, but I just the range is right by me, so it's silly not to. Extra magazines is another thing you guys want to consider, and another thing that you can add to your belt as far as a little magazine holster. Or you can put it in your cargo pocket, or you can keep one in your glove box, or again, I don't know every single legality, but to me, if you have a handgun that you're legal to carry and you want to throw a spare magazine in your glove box, I can't see that being a violation of something. It may be, but
it probably is.
Yeah, but I do it. I do it anyway. I put a goddamn loaded magazine wherever I can put. So but another thing just to consider. So you definitely want to probably, if you bought a gun and it only came with 1 or 2 magazines, you probably want to buy a few now. Plus, it's good too when you're doing your concealed carry drills. To change out the magazines, because at the very least you're going to have to do that at the range. You got to change out your magazines.
Yeah, you should definitely at the very least try to also, I know we're talking about practice, but also try to practice from wherever you carry your gun, because a lot of times when you do the qualification, I know when we've done them in the past, those were from outside the waistband qualifications. Now I know it's different now, and I don't even think they, like you said, have you draw from your holster at all, but you should definitely practice drawing from your holster and firing as well, not just drawing from your holster and shooting inside, but also they do make the those little iTarget little bullets you could put in your gun. Those are good to practice at home, drawing from your holster with that in there. Obviously, you don't want to shoot a hole in the wall. Use that thing, but you can also see like maybe where you'd be hitting, set up a target on the wall, practice that way, but also practice at the range drawing from your holster, because when the time comes, you don't want that to be your first time trying to do that.
No, absolutely not. Yeah. Yeah, there's no excuse for not practicing it at home. Yeah. You can get away with a lot of different things at home.
Yeah. Snap caps. All sorts of stuff.
Absolutely. But, what I did, guys, that I really liked, that helped me, especially with, like a lot of guys, too, that just start to carry, and we've all were guilty of it. But checking to make sure the gun is okay and all that kind of stuff. You'll eventually get away from that. You'll trust your holster and your rig, your system, and everything like that. But yeah, I'm trying to see what else we have here.
No, I think that was really it. I was going to say, I know as far as reciprocity goes, if like you mentioned before, there really is no reciprocity. So I don't think New Jersey recognizes any permits from any state.
No, yeah.
And I don't know that really other states have really gotten on the bandwagon of allowing New Jersey permits there. I don't even know if that's a thing yet. I think you could check, like USCCA has a reciprocity map, so maybe they have better information. Check them out. I know they have a pretty cool like interactive map. And they also have a video on New Jersey concealed carry out there as well. It's a lot shorter than our videos. They don't go into too much detail, but they just keep it very straightforward to the point. So if you want to check theirs out, I just Google it. I'm sure you can find it.
It's helpful.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I've watched it. It's
But
Martel Training Group was another. That was that
Hmm.
retired state police officer who, and again, is and he gets a little bit more into details and stuff like that, which is helpful stuff, because it really is always. I mean, several things have changed already since we've had these. We're able to get these permits issued. So you know, it definitely. But hopefully, it'll get a little bit better. We'll see. I mean, they're in there too, trying to get the trying to overturn that 15 round magazine ban that they had in place, which is, you know, again, I can't wait to see that happen, but we'll see what we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But
well, I think you covered it pretty well.
Yeah,
I didn't have
so.
any other points, but you know, certainly feel free to ask us. We'll try to answer any questions you guys got out there. But I will say that the entire process is.
B-U-double-L-S-H-I-T. That's bullshit.
So there's your answer. But
figure that we use this now instead of the background music. A lot of
Yeah,
people are always a
exactly.
little, I can't hear you, or what's that song?
yeah, but we're back for now.
Yeah,
So
a little rusty, but
yeah, they are a little rusty. We had, as you can tell, we had to write all this stuff
Yeah,
down.
I know.
We couldn't just think of this stuff anymore. Not like we used to be, but maybe you'll see us one other time in the near future. So thanks for watching, Rabble Rousers. We'll catch you in the next one.
have a good one. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.